Well, as we enter into springtime, there's always the call or the message that you get or showing feedback that there's a puddle of water in your basement, and we've got the solution. And I talked about this a year ago, but it is such a great product for our investors if you're getting some water seepage, and it's called the X-Track system. And essentially, it's a few pieces that all go together, and I'm going to show you on the wall here in a second how this all works. But essentially, as water seeps in from the wall or where the wall and the floor meet, it gets into this track and it runs around the perimeter of the basement and empties into a sump pump or into a floor drain so that you eliminate any of the puddles. Now, the old way of doing this was pretty complex. You would have to chop up all the concrete and crack it up and put in drain tile and then run that all to the sump pump and then cover it back all over with concrete. And one, it was a mess, and two, it was a very labor intensive. Now there is something that looks just like a baseboard that goes in your house upstairs that goes around the perimeter of your basement walls where the floor and the wall meet, and water goes right behind this little track called X-Tract, and it runs along and then ultimately empties out into a floor drain or into a sump pump. And I'm going to show you a quick close-up of how this looks like on the wall and how it's applied. Now, the process of applying this or having your installer install this product, because it's very inexpensive, the materials are inexpensive, and the labor to install it is inexpensive, it really is a couple pieces. And I'm not showing all the pieces that go with the system, but just what goes along the wall. You're going to have like these little end caps and the piece that sits along the wall itself, and they all kind of fit together, and they're all silicone. You use a silicone, it's a special sealant to seal these items together and then also seal it to the floor. So here, you essentially are installing this kind of like a finger's width away from the wall itself. So if you had a leak that was up here, the water would run down the wall behind this X-Tract and then go in the X-Tract and go into the sump pump or floor drain. And so this is silicone to the floor, and then each one of these pieces that are here that would go on, if this was the end piece here, we would just put that on this spot here, and the water would run into this, down along the wall, and back into your sump pump or floor drain. Now, so much less expensive than chopping up your entire basement floor. It is a great tool for investors. If you've got light seepage that's coming inside the property, sometimes you'll get calls about a puddle here or a puddle there. That's what this is designed for. Now, if you have flooding water that's coming up to here, obviously this is going to do absolutely nothing, and that's extremely rare to have like flooding in the basement. That would typically be like a failed sump pump or something like that. But for like little puddles that come up, which are very, very scary to buyers, this is a great solution. And being as inexpensive as it is, I recommend our investors, if you have a property and you've got some little seepage, talk about the X-Track system. It would take literally less than a day to install the system, and it's a couple $1,000s, maybe $2,500 for most basements. I mean, if you've got some real big basement, it might be a little bit more, but the cost to crack open the concrete, run drain tile, all that stuff, you could be $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 in costs for running that drain tile. So a great solution, another investor tip for our clients. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a call. And as always, check out our website, chaseforeclosure.com. Thanks.